Welcome to the Kingdome for Seattle Mariners baseball. Fantasy play-by-play is brought to you by Budweiser. And now, here's your fantasy play-by-play announcer.
From the Kingdome in Seattle, it's Friday night, July 27th, 1990. And just for the record, I'm Art Kulman, getting set to bring you an inning of the action of tonight's game between the Seattle Mariners and the California Angels. We're speaking to you from the Budweiser Fantasy Baseball Announce booth located high up on the press row on the third base side of the Kingdome. And as we join the game in progress here in the top of the eighth inning, the Mariners lead the California Angels by the score of 8-0. Pitching for the Mariners is Eric Hansen, who's going for his 11th win of the season. And the lineup defensively for the Mariners has David Valley catching. At first base, it's Pete O'Brien, Harold Reynolds at second, Jack Schaefer playing at third. The shortstop is Omar Vizquel. And in the outfield, it's Greg Briley. In left, Ken Griffey Jr. in center. And the right fielder is Henry Cotto. And at bat for the Angels right now is Brian Downing, the designated hitter, with a count of 1 strike. Hansen into the windup and the delivery. Outside with a fastball. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. A big crowd on hand tonight for the game. And tonight it was honoring Alvin Davis with 1,000 base hits for the season. And there's a drive into right field by Downing for a base hit. So there's 1 up, 1 on here in the top half of the 8th inning. The Mariners lead 8-0. Mark Langston was the starter tonight, and he was bombed out in the 3rd inning. The Mariners lead with 8 runs on 11 hits and no errors. And for the Angels, it's no runs, 4 hits and 1 error. And the batter, third baseman Jack Howell, lifts a high pop fly going foul into the stands here to the left. Howell so far tonight is grounded out in the 2nd. He grounded out also in the 5th. Mark Langston was given a rough greeting tonight by his former teammates, giving up something like six hits and about 6 runs and about 8 hits in the short time he was on the mound. A good-sized crowd tonight. Hansen ready, looks in at Howell. The delivery, high with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Brian Downing leading off at first. Inside with a pitch that goes into the dirt. Valley down on his knees, and the count evens out at 2-2. Howell on the year as hitting at an average of .211 with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. Well, here we are in the broadcast booth at the Kingdome. And it brings back a lot of memories of early days in radio when I started in as a play-by-play sportcaster. It's a bounding ball right back to the pitcher. The bad throw to second base goes into the outfield. Here comes Downing for third. And Bradley picks the ball up and shoots it back in. So we've got a little problem going for Eric Hansen here in the top of the 8th. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Mariners still with that big 8-0 lead. And they're scoring that last play as the fielder's choice with an error to the pitcher Hansen. Shortstop Donnie Hill is at the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He grounded out in the 3rd and also grounded out again in the 5th inning. One strike the count on Donnie Hill, who had a big day yesterday in Oakland with a game-winning home run off of Eckersley in the 11th inning. High with a fastball. 1-1 the count. Hansen ready. High pop fly going back towards the stands and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Hill will be followed by the center fielder, Luis Polonia, the leadoff hitter. Fastball inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and some in the crowd didn't like it. The runners with their lead up the bases, at the corners, good delivery. The fly ball hit into left field. Briley with a catch of the ball and the throw into second base, and the runners hold their bases. I would estimate the crowd tonight somewhere between 19 and maybe 21,000. Polonia takes the first pitch for a call strike. The high fly ball down the third baseline, going out of play into the stands. Polonia had a good June. He batted .322. He's batting .333 in July, and his overall average so far this year is .314. As a line drive, soft line drive to Omar Vizquel for the second out. And the batter, Max Venable, the left fielder. On the year, Venable batting .293 with 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Hansen checks the runners and delivers. Outside with a fastball that catches the corner, strike 1. Venable is 1 for 3 tonight. He struck out in the first inning, grounded out in the third, and singled sharply to right field of the 6th. A swing and a miss with a fastball. 2 strikes the count, 2 out. Hansen working to protect that shutout and going for his 11th win of the year. Bounding ball to the first, down the first base side. Hansen touches him gently for the out, and that's the end of the top half of the 8th inning. Well, there was 1 run in that inning, as I neglected to say. So the score at the end of 7.5 is the Mariners 8 and the Angels 1. You know, it hardly seems possible that it's been about 40 years ago that I started doing high school football, basketball, and if you can believe it, I even did professional wrestling on the radio down in the Longview-Kelso area on the radio stations KLOG and KWLK. And when I went to work for KOL here in Seattle in 1952, besides being an account executive, I also filled in on doing recreations of Major League Baseball games on a regional network of radio stations in Washington, Oregon, and Alaska. And when Rod Belcher and I started our advertising agency in 1969, one of our first clients was the Seattle baseball team, the Seattle Pilots, that is, of the American League. And besides handling their radio and TV advertising, we also wrote and produced the Pilots' official team song, Go Go You Pilots. And as history shows, the Pilots left Seattle at the end of the season and in 1970 became the Milwaukee Brewers. We give you all the news. Well, we move into the bottom of the 8th inning. And the leadoff hitter and the in the bottom of the eighth will be Greg Briley, who came in for Jeff Leonard about an inning ago and promptly got a base hit. Briley on the year is hitting .257, has 3 home runs and 23 runs batted in. The pitcher, Ron Tingley. And Briley is safe at first. Umpire Rich Garcia calls him safe. And here comes Alvin. At the ballpark tonight, they handed out $1,000 bills with Alvin Davis's picture on the front of it. Don't try to cash it. So far tonight, Alvin is 0 for 4. He flied out in the first, lined out in the third, struck out in the fourth, and grounded out in the sixth. Tingley's pitch is low and outside for ball 2. Catches the inside corner. Strike 1. Tingley delivers. Swing and a miss. It evens the count at 2-2. Low and outside, ball 3. Full count, 3-2 on Alvin Davis. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mariners with a big 7-run lead over the Angels. Foul off to the right. Count stays 3-2. A shot of the Mariners bench. Alvin singles sharply into right. His first hit of the night. And up on the scoreboard, they're asking the fan meter to make some noise. As stepping into the batter box is Jack Schaefer, who replaced Edgar Martinez earlier in the ball game. Martinez having a big night, also hit a home run tonight. So we have runners on first and second. Nobody out. Jack Schaefer, the batter. And Martinez looks in for the signal. Foul, back to the screen. Even with that big 7-run lead, it's quite an active crowd tonight. They're looking for more runs. A foul off to the right. There have been some great catches made in the stands tonight. A lot of one-handed catches. Probably be a lot of stone bruises tomorrow. Schaefer ready. Tingley delivers. Swing and a miss. And Schaefer goes down. That's strikeout number 1 for Tingley. And the batter is Pete O'Brien. O'Brien has come up with a couple of really sharp plays at first base defensively tonight. The average is coming up, but not much past 209 at the present. It's a bounding ball to the second baseman. He checks the runner, throws to first for one out. And the runners move up. And so with one away, we've got runners at first and second. And Matt Sinatro. Here's a case for you. Sinatro's been all over in the major leagues with Atlanta, with the Oakland Athletics. He's here now with Seattle. Never a big hitter. He's currently leading the team in hitting. Batting .355. But that has to take into account the fact that he's only been at bat 31 times. He's had 11 hits, 1 two-base hit. He's scored 2 runs. But he's got a chance to put some more runs on the board for the Mariners. And he takes inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Omar Vizquel on deck. For the season, Sinatro's batting .500 with men in scoring position. Let's see what he does. Foul back to the screen. Tingley ready. Sinatro is ready. Here comes the pitch. Low with a breaking ball. Ball 2. Sinatro will go in for David Valley in the bottom of the top of the 9th. Pitch that misses, raises the count to 3-2. Briley on third. Alvin Davis leading off second. Full count on Sinatro. 2 out. And the pitch. The line drive into right field, and it's right at Dave Winfield. Well, that's it here in the top half of the 8th inning. The Angels fail to score. And our score remains the Mariners 8 and the Angels 1. Well, that about wraps it up for this Friday night, July 27th, 1990, from the Kingdome in Seattle. I hope you've enjoyed my inning of fantasy baseball play-by-play made possible by Steve, Debbie, Alex, and Daniel Lawson as a Father's Day present. This is Art Kulman speaking and wishing you have a pleasant evening. Good night.
Hey, you were great. Next time, bring a buddy along to record another Budweiser Fantasy Play-by-Play.